Blackstone Audio presents E.B. White on Dogs, edited by Martha White. This book is read by Malcolm Hillgartner.
For my husband, Taylor Allen, with all my love. Introduction: A Chronic Perplexity by Martha White. When E.B. White wrote an obituary for a Scotty dog, an opinionated little bitch, and published it in the New Yorker in early 1932, few readers blinked an eye. They were accustomed to reading about Daisy, her likes, the Iceman, and dislikes, doormen and horses, and her run-ins with the law. They already knew that her vet wore spats and called her Whitey. She was jet black. They had felt her humiliation when she was kicked out of Schraff's, and they had sympathized when she was arrested. After Daisy was run down by a yellow cab that had jumped the curb, White's obituary added his diagnosis of her curious habit of holding people firmly by the ankle without actually biting them, a habit that gave her an immense personal advantage and won her many enemies. As he understood it, she suffered from a chronic perplexity, and it relieved her to take hold of something. My grandfather also suffered from a chronic perplexity, I believe, and he spent his career trying to take hold of it, not infrequently through the literary device of his dogs. Daisy had been the sole attendant at my grandparents' wedding in 1929. It was a very nice wedding. Nobody threw anything, and there was a dog fight, my grandfather later recalled. It was natural then that the same Scotty dog spoke for him through a letter to his wife when White wanted to tell her how happy he was that she was pregnant with his first child. He had been stewing around for 2 days now, but was so beside himself and hoppy that Daisy had decided to write to Catherine on his behalf. Between E.B. White's birth in Mount Vernon, New York, on July 11, 1899, and his own obituary in October 1985, he owned over a dozen dogs of various breeds: collies, setters, lab retrievers, Scotties, terriers, dachshunds, and mongrel mixes. I was personally familiar with about half of them, and I read about the others. Some appeared in his New Yorker Talk of the Town entries. Daisy and Fred, and also a goose, were interviewed on serious subjects of the day, including space travel and Watergate, and many different breeds appeared in poems and sketches and even on the occasional Christmas card. In the early days of White's comments for the New Yorker, the city dog shows were an annual topic for amusement and observations on changing styles and trends. In his Turtle Bay diary, White wrote, "The dog show is the only place I know of where you can watch a lady go down on her knees in public to show off the good points of a dog, thus obliterating her own." Fred's
Sample complete. Ready to continue?